There has to be an intentionality, knowing that the education system, the structure that you have in a nation, is a direct reflection of the society it is in. When you look at your nation's priorities, their policies, their budgets, and you see that the education system is at the bottom of the chain, definitely you know that you want to double your effort to ensure that your child is not at the bottom of the chain in life. So recently, I've been thinking about the stage of education across many nations and what makes different educational systems different, what makes one better than the other. And I was thinking about my own context and how the educational system has been built over time. And because I've been speaking about schools and schooling systems and how parents can choose the right environment for their kids, for example, how to choose the right school for their child that will help in supporting their growth and development, I've begun to think more deeply about schools across my continent and how the system has been built for the kind of people that are being produced in the nation. And I have come to the conclusion that schools don't exist in isolation. Schools don't exist on their own in a nation. It's as a result of another greater system that has been existent and that has been put there to guide whatever happens in the school. What do I mean by that? So you have a nation, right? And in that nation, they build their curriculum, they send it into school and they say, okay, this is the curriculum that we're working with. Now, the curriculum is usually a reflection of what the nation hopes that they can see being built in their citizens or the students who will become, people who will go out into the nation to do different things. Now, when you have a nation that builds a curriculum that does not reflect the desires of the people in that nation, then it speaks to something that is somehow scary. In that the curriculum becomes a reflection of society. And what this means is that if the expectations are low, it means that what you'll find in the curriculum is not so deep. It's not something that is substantial. It's not something that will outlive the people who they're actually giving the curriculum to use. But if the curriculum reflects something that is deep, reflects something that says, we have high expectations of these students, then definitely what they're expecting is that when those students deploy that curriculum, they are going to come out to become the kind of people that the nation or those in governance or those who are in the ministries are actually expecting to see. So, what this means is one, if there isn't a clear definition of why the education system was designed in the first place, then there's going to be an issue in how this system operates. So, if you say the education system is designed to build curious, confident, well meaning individuals in our nation, then definitely you are going to build a system around building those kinds of individuals. But if there is no clear definition, meaning, well, we just need schools, we just need an education system, whatever, it doesn't matter what happens, then you will see that they don't care about the kinds of individuals that are being produced by their system because there is no clear system, there is no clear structure, there is no clear definition of the systems and structures. Now, back to the reason why I am making this video. It is for parents to understand that the education system is at the downstream. That before setting resources, before setting goals, before the curriculum gets to your child in the classroom, it has passed through different stages. And when you see that the curriculum is not serving your child, you need to step up, or else the goal that was set or not set for your child at the top will definitely be achieved in the life of your child, whether you like it or not, because you are not intentional about the kind of individual you want to see in the next 5, 10, 15 years. There has to be an intentionality, knowing that the education system the structure that you have in a nation is a direct reflection of the society it is in. When you look at your nation's priorities, their policies, their budgets, and you see that the education system is at the bottom of the chain, definitely you know that you want to double your effort to ensure that your child is not at the bottom of the chain in life. And here's an uncomfortable question that I would like to ask you. Right now, do you know the kind of adults that your child's education system is preparing them to be? And for parents, again, for teachers, for schools, it is beyond the grades. It is beyond having all A's in a national exam. It is asking questions like, is my child's education preparing them to become more curious, to prepare them to think, to prepare them to be more disciplined, resilient? All of these skills are skills for success in life. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is not for you to blame any government, it's not for you to blame anyone, but it's for you to become more intentional about your child's education. You need to know what you want for your child. You need to know what you want from the education that your child is receiving. Because when they are 18 or 25 or 45, you're not going to be asking what grades did they get in school. You're going to be asking yourself, are they able to stand alone and contribute back to society? Are they innovative? Are they helping others? Are they making good impacts in the world wherever they are? Because they're not going to be in school forever. They're not going to be with their parents forever. We hope that for these students in our classrooms, that's to teachers and to schools, that they go out there and do great things and make impact everywhere they go. So we want to be intentional about the kind of education they are receiving. See, let me tell you something. Your child's school may be excellent, but the truth is they cannot carry all of the vision that you have for your child. That is the truth. Your child's school can teach them how to communicate better, think deeply, be more innovative, and all of the great skills. But there is a vision, a kind of adult, a kind of person that you want to see your child becoming. And that's why I keep saying that the kind of environment you put your child in is so important and it is sacred, because whatever your child becomes is a reflection, a direct reflection of the kind of environment. So the heavy work is not just on schools alone, but even you as a parent. What kind of environment are you building to ensure that your child becomes more curious, communicates better, they are more exposed? Or if you're a person of faith, how can they begin to learn all of these things, your doctrines? Those are ways that you can expose your child to every form of education that is relevant to the vision that you have for your child. Education is not equals to school, and that's something that I need parents to be aware of. Is the moments, is the environment, is the little things that you do here and there's the exposure that you give your child, is the relationships that you give your child to see them succeed in life. So I end on this final note. I'd like you to ask yourself, what if the education system that your child is in is not preparing them for the kind of future that you have in mind for your child? That is something that you should be very curious about. Thank you. Hi, my name is Adora Igunma-Ogunyomi, and I have been creating learning experiences across different audiences for over 8 years. And one of my core goals is to see that parents, teachers, and schools can come in collaboration and partnership to see that we begin to create the kind of environment that will spur our children and students into becoming whole, well rounded, well grounded individuals at the end of the day. I've been doing this by making videos on Instagram and creating resources for parents, for teachers, for school. I currently run the Fresh Look Africa, where we also train teachers on how to become better leaders. And that indirectly affects the kinds of students that we are going to begin to see in the next few years. Now, if you want to learn more, follow me on Instagram, YouTube, go on my website, download the resources that I have. And I know that you're going to learn a thing or two from all that I've been creating. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.